Hello everybody, it is God Complex. It's gonna be a really quick video. I am gonna make a more comprehensive batch of, I never like the word manifesting, reality, that's so bad, what's the word? Reality adjusting to your desired selves, because I don't like the word manifesting. I think it's goofy. But it's really important, so listen up. I was thinking about this today, and a lot of people have this fixation with listening to a whole subliminal, or like I have to listen to a whole thing. That's kind of that's one of the really sneaky little things where even if you're doing everything else quote unquote right, I feel as if it instills something in your mind, your subconscious, etc. where, so you're trying to follow a procedure to get something, as opposed to like I have the power, I could like look at the thumbnail and get the results. And the thing about listening to the subliminal itself, especially things like where it's detailed things about like a certain hair thickness or just little details, that's when I think it's important to be listening to the subliminal, not just be like affirming broadly like I have my ideal face, like the little details are important there. But then again, with affirming, or even you'd be like, I read the benefits of this 3 times a day, or I skim through them, or read a few of them, whatever my eyes catch, and I'm getting all those benefits, even the ones I didn't really read. There's so many ways to do it. No one really needs a subliminal. I personally enjoy it because I have a hard time organizing things, so subliminal kind of gets it in alignment for me personally. But it's a lot like what Solar, it's in her guide in the community tab, that there isn't one way you have to do it. But when you're really getting into this stuff and you haven't been kind of adjusting your mind to manifesting for your, well, it's not just like I'm manifesting distance, like it should be every category, not affirming for everything, but just invariably for say every day is extraordinarily great, even if I'm not able to necessarily believe that right now. That's what it is, that's a fact, and that's what my reality is in accordance with, and everything that I happen to desire comes in within a very short time frame. It shouldn't be techniques or anything. But that being said, this is where the length of it, for example, my subliminals, I prefer longer ones because I like to listen to, I've been making more ambient ones with like weird 90s metal music and like atmosphere, because that's what makes me happy. It makes me feel like I'm in a cool video game or a place. But say there's a longer one, you don't like the music in it, so long as the affirmations are sped up and layered, which they usually are, listening to even 30 seconds, a minute, less than that, 10 seconds even, like a couple times a day, and just, I think sometimes that can be better, because when you're listening to subliminal, your mind tends to wander unless you're doing something else, which is a good idea, where like it's just natural, like when am I going to get the results, that kind of messes with you, unless, but like there's always a workaround for everything, and that's where it sounds complicated. It's really not. But when you get really strict parameters for what things are, for example, like if I listen to a subliminal even for 5 seconds, results are coming on in, and you just don't overthink it after that, or anything like that for whatever topic it is. Making a list of say parameters about manifesting things, what life is itself, how things go, like anything that I do. There's so many categories, like there's career, there's just how stuff goes, like during the day, like what kind of drivers you encounter, like so many things, just setting parameters for every little detail that are broad, so you're not controlling everything. And for subliminals themselves, so it's like I can listen for a minute and skim the benefits, and that's in effect immediately, and it doesn't stop until I see that in the 3D permanently, whether it's a physical appearance of or something else. And even if you have like anxiety disorder, you're like, that's the fact, and you just leave it alone, so you don't have to listen to the whole subliminal. Like you can't do something wrong with that, just never. I think feeling the need to is something I haven't discussed. So yeah, I love everybody, and I'll talk to you later, and goodbye. And make sure to remember that you never have to listen to a whole audio or feel the need, like skip to the middle. You can listen to like 5 seconds while reading the benefits, and that's that. Just pick whatever works for you, and set those parameters, because my son's very disorganized brain, that helps me a lot, because when things are just like, I get like, stuff Solar says is so good, but for someone who, me, I don't have any logic really, so it's kind of like driving a manual car. I prefer that a lot, because I kind of have to do each thing individually, know what each thing is, because when things are broad, it doesn't go well, and that applies to manifesting too, so figure out what kind of mind, what kind of thinking that you have, and apply that to subliminals. And never feel like you have to listen for a certain amount of time, or amount of times, or follow someone's advice exactly the way they say it. No coach, not Neville Goddard. Watch Sammy's video that she made, I think this or last week, about how she's not Neville. She says a lot of good things. Don't worship anyone like a god. No one is better at getting what you want for you than you. You don't have to follow anyone's advice to a T. I know for a fact that the word living in the end never sat with me, and visualizing, honestly, like unless it's just a daydream, that made things a lot worse for me. So if there's a fast opposite of anything, especially in avocados, since a lot of people in supermarkets are getting into that right now. It doesn't sit with you, if it makes you uncomfortable, if you're like, what the fuck does living in the end mean? You don't like how it's described. Even by a really good self-maker, I said, find what works for you and break the rules. No one's cautiousness and brain works the same. So don't be afraid to break the rules. You don't have to listen to anything for the full time. And yeah, I love you everybody, and I hope this was helpful, and I will be back for more, and hopefully I'll stay on a train of thought better. But yeah, I love everybody, and goodbye.